Hello to everyone from RADE Garage. Today we will explain you how you can install the auxiliary tank for the Husqvarna 701. We suggest you split the installation in two stages. In first stage you will remove the fuel pump and you will drain the main tank. To make it easier, we suggest you run as much as possible out of fuel and then you release the fuel pump. And the next stage, after it doesn't stink that much anymore, you can start the installation itself. Here you can see what you get in a kit for the auxiliary tank. So you get the tank itself. Here is the fuel cap. Here is the heat shield that you will see later on here. The outflow is also already on the tank. You get two foam filters, they are already pre-oiled. Here is the dust cover, fuel tube and venting tube. Here is the cage for the foam filters. Here is the mounting pack. And here is the carbon cover around the ignition area. And the last one is the small airbox. The start is easy. You release the seat. Now we will remove the side panels. So there is one bolt, second bolt, and two bolts are from the front. To access the bolt holding the airbox, we need to remove also the side panels in the back. Yeah? Each one is a little bit different. We will show you the details. We start releasing these two bolts because it's easier to remove it, including the pipe cover. Don't forget there are also bolts here in the back and from the bottom. Here is a lock, so just pull it out, and here you see it like this. Here is a special lock. So what we suggest, first you take out this pin, you take it out from this side, then you take long screwdriver and you go from the other side of the motorbike and you unlock it. Take out the ignition cover, just take a lot of force and pull it up. Now we need to release the original airbox. So here is one bolt. There is also one on the other side. One is hidden here under the radiator. So first you have to take out the radiator. And now here behind the radiator there is a bolt holding the airbox in front. Side key number 8. And we need to remove the seat locks. Now you take the screwdriver, something to protect the frame, yeah, and put it on the edge of the flange, and you push it away like this. You see, and the airbox will jump out. Yeah, and it's out. Yeah. Careful, lift it up. Up. You have to be careful because here is a connector. We cut the zip tie carefully. The sensor. Disconnect this tube going to the airbox. From the right side of the motorbike there is one more tube going to the airbox, and is this one. There is zip tie, so cut the zip tie and release the hose. Now we take out the original airbox. Now we need to get out the rubber flange out of the original airbox. So put away the sleeves, release the other one. I suggest probably to take it totally out. And now what is important to know, the rubber flange is quite long. So you have to do 1 second. You see how long it is? Yes, so now take your thumb, squeeze it like this and get it out. We need to use also the gouge for the temperature sensor. So just remove the screws and it's out. So you have the arm, prepare the Torx 20. You go diagonally inside gearbox. You hold it from the bottom with your fingers. Yeah. You take the self-tapping screw, hold it there. Oops. Take the Torx, and at the beginning it's fine just to catch it. Yeah, and you can do the second one. In fact, the same way. What is important first, that you screw it in, but when you start feeling that you are already touching the surface, yeah, so then you go very carefully. It's fine to go another quarter of turn, maximum half turn, yeah, because if you do more, it's possible, but you might destroy the plastics, yeah, and it's not necessary. Even now, it's very stable there. Now you take the original rubber intake. We need to get it in. So press it here in the middle, squeeze it like this, insert it, yeah? And then you see here is the rim, so you need to get it inside, yeah? Yeah. The check is that you see the rim, it's a little bit above the surface of the airbox. On one side, on the other side is lower. Now, here you can see a small mark, yeah, and here's also a small mark, so it has to be aligned, yeah. Now you take the screwdriver and you will tighten the sleeve. What is important to say, that this is steel sleeve going against rubber and plastic, yeah. So you should use only appropriate amount of force, yeah. When I see already the tension, I stop and I check, yeah. If I cannot rotate with the snorkel, so I think it's good enough, so there don't go any dust inside, yeah. And on the other hand, you don't destroy the shape of the airbox. So please be careful with that. The last thing on the small airbox, you put there the tube. Now you take the foam filter. You see it's already pre-oiled, yeah, so it's better to use the gloves, yeah, and it fits there this way. It's not in the center, it's a little bit more on one side. This is also on one side, so turn it like this, yeah, and you need to insert the cage inside the foam filter. Yeah. The holes should be more or less aligned here. Now we take the dust cover. It goes logotype on logotype. Yeah. Again, make sure that the holes are aligned. Yeah. And then take the quick release fastener, put it inside, and we are ready to put it on the airbox. Now we take the airbox that is ready for the installation. First, what we suggest to do is to connect the temperature sensor. Then we put through here the tube, and now we can insert the airbox on the engine. Secure the flange again. So you take a bit of grease and you put it around the surface. Yeah. It will further increase the sealing with foam filter. One more info for you. This is kind of thing to center it correctly on the airbox. Yeah, it's on both sides, and this goes onto the arm here. Yeah, so this will help you to guide you in there. Yeah, and then what is important to be like this at the beginning, you push and you turn. Now we cut the tube. And we insert it here. For a better access, when installing this tube, first you remove this bolt and this bolt. Now you prepare the tube. It goes more or less this way. Here goes behind. What we suggest now, you take the pliers, yeah, you put it inside, you try to open it a little bit, heat gun, and you heat it up to be able to mount it on this. We need to install this T. So first we need to do one cut here. If you put a little bit of grease on the T, it will be easier to insert it. Take a little bit of grease. It is easier to insert it then. Now we take these two thread inserts. What we recommend, first take your screwdriver, try to open it up a little bit. Yeah. And then you insert it here on the frame, because it will help you to mount this plastic to the frame. And you do the same on the other side. Now you take the M5 by 12 bolts and you mount the plastics to the thread inserts. You use the original bolts and you mount back the radiator. Now we prepare the bracket that holds the tank, two spacers, two bolts M6 by 16 with a rim and two nuts. Here you can see that the bolt goes from outside, then there is a spacer, then there is a bracket, and then there is a nut. Tied only to a certain moment, and what is important to align this hole with the hole of the grommet, because the pins from the plastics go there. Guys, you put the Velcro on the way that then the back side is visible from here. Yeah, then you can put all the plastics on except this one bolt. Yeah, this one you will put at the last one after you lock with the Velcro. Before you insert the tank or the storage box, here is very stiff harness and here is a zip tie. So we suggest cut the zip tie and you move the harness a little bit under the frame tube. So you gain here a little bit more space. Now we will remove these grommets. Now you take again the thread inserts. We suggest you take screwdriver, you try to open it up a little bit, because then it's a little bit more gentle to your paint on the frame. And you insert it here. Now we need to stick on the heat foil on the tank. You will start from this side, make it here, I don't know, behind this corner 2 centimeters longer, yeah, and you stick it on until you get here. Like this, other side. I will cut here a bit before the brass. So that you cut such a window. Insert the sleeve on the full line and then insert the full line and secure the sleeve with a screwdriver. Now you insert first the full line in the space behind the ABS. You push it and then you insert the tank. Here in the back it sits on a bracket and you push it in front. Now remove the cover of the tank. We put on the carbon cover. Yeah. We need to release the tank a little bit and then move it a little bit forward. To protect it, we can put here the filler cap. Now we push it, we align the carbon cover with the ignition key area. We put there the bolts and we bolt on. It is not necessary to over tighten, yeah, just be soft because it's going in into the carbon cover, yeah. So now when the carbon cover is here, you can secure with the Velcro. And you bolt on the side panel. And now you put back the seat locks.
Take this black hose, one end goes on the fuel cup, like this, and the second end goes through this third hole on the ignition cover, and the hose will go down to the evap canister. There are two ways where the ventilation hose from fuel cup can go. First is that it will be connected to the evap canister. The second option is that if you don't have the evap canister, you can lead the hose behind the frame down under the engine. For connecting the vent hose from the fuel cup to evaporation canister, we need to cut this small tube which goes to the evap canister. To do that, you will need cutting pliers. When you cut the hose, you will use this plastic T-shaped connector. When you install the T-shaped connector, we will cut the vent hose from the fuel cup.
You can see the fuel line goes behind the frame. Yeah, and here to this bolt we will mount the fuel tap. So remove the original. Take the M6 by 30, the spacer, and mount it back. We suggest you mount it in this direction because the tube comes from here and then goes down to the fuel pump. Take the sleeve, put it on, insert it on a fuel tap, use the screwdriver to carefully move it on. And mount it. Guys, now you remove the mud guard. One big recommendation: before you start actually the tank installation, we recommend that you almost run out of fuel. Yeah, you have the reserves. As few fuel you have in the tank, it's better for the installation. Because now, and this should be the very first step, we recommend even to do it 1 day ahead the main installation. You have to remove the fuel pump. It's on 4 bolts. Yes, so you have to get it out. Yeah, and then of course when you open it, you will get a splash of fuel. Yeah. Now you take out the fuel pump gouge. Here are small locks, plastic locks on both sides. So you just squeeze them. And now you can take out the upper cover. And now you hold the metal part. Be careful to take out the plastic gouge. Guys, now take the spacer. Remove the banjo and the bolt. Take the fuel pump cover. You put it on. You don't need now the O-ring. Just remember, the O-ring goes on top, the big O-ring, and here is the original seal. Yeah, we need to drill a hole into the fuel pump cover. Yeah, so you mark through the outflow. Now you drill carefully 8mm hole. Yeah, especially be careful, don't destroy the original seal. The hole is done. Yeah. Now put on the spacer. Put back the banjo with the bolt, and the Cooper washers. Yeah, it's very important. At this moment only finger tight. Yeah, and put also back the big O-ring. Now take the M5 by 50 bolts and you bolt on the spacer to the fuel tank. Now you tight all 4 bolts and carefully, yeah, don't over tight because it goes into your tank, and if you damage the threads in the tank, you are in big troubles. Guys, now you tight the banjo bolt. Be careful because you're going into the aluminium. It's done. Yes, now secure this fuel line and secure the fuel line here, and this is ready. Guys, the installation is finished. It took us about 3 hours, including making the video. So I believe for you it was more or less the same time. So congratulations for the great mechanical job. And now you can start enjoying the extra full range with your great motorbike.